read a story about our community helpers. This is called Tag Along Fred by Kimberly P. Johnson, illustrated by John Cimino. My friend, sit on the line. Thank you. When Fred woke up, it was a beautiful day, the kind of day that was perfect to play.
Yeah.
Natalie, sit back so your friends can see. Sit on the line. Natalie, sit on the line. Thank you. Fred told his mom, "I want to make this day as great as it can be," she said. "Then find something different to do. It's easy, you will see. You can enjoy interesting things if you take the time and look. You can draw a picture, write a story, or even read a book." "No," said Fred, "I want to do something even more different than that. I'll think of something," he said, as he reached for his hat. When Fred went outside, the fire truck drove by. It was shiny and red with a ladder that reached the sky. The truck stopped near the hydrant at the end of the street. Then Mr. Perez stepped down from the driver's seat. "Hi, Mr. Perez. I'm going to be a tag-along today. May I tag along with you to see if the hydrants are okay?" "Sure," said Mr. Perez. "I inspect the hydrants every week to make sure that we can see them and that they don't have a leak. You will have to make sure that the reflectors is seen at night and that no trash or grass keeps it hidden from your sight." Now, my friends, who remembers what we watched the firefighters do the other day on the playground? Do you remember? Do you remember, Nessa? They were practicing putting out the fires. Do you remember seeing the fires when we were outside on the playground? Yeah, they were practicing because they were in school to put out the fires. Yeah. Right. "Oh, that's okay. I don't mind." So Mr. Perez kept inspecting and Fred tagged along behind. What else do firefighters do? They put out fires. Anyone else?
Yeah.
They do put out the fires. Sometimes they save cats from trees. They check out the fire hydrants to make sure that they're okay. "Oh, your job is so important, and I never really knew how much we can depend on the work that you do."
No, it's fire.
You see the fire? Yeah, that's what the firefighters do. They help put them out.
Yes, the fire.
You see. Okay, my friends, let's go sit on the line. I see the fire.
A fire was outside.
Fred thanked Mr. Perez and waved goodbye. Then he saw another truck that caught his eye. This truck was loud as it rumbled down the road. It was the garbage man picking up a load.
No, there's a fire. Fire was outside.
It was outside. "Excuse me, Mr. Banks, I'm a tag-along today. May I tag along with you if I stay out of your way?" "Sure," said Mr. Banks. "My job is hard to do, but you may tag along with me if you really want to. Sometimes I pick up bags that aren't always sturdy, so if you tag along with me, you might get a little dirty." What do you think would happen to our community if we didn't have garbage men picking up our garbage?
I don't know. It's going to be on the floor in the garbage
It's going to be
outside.
a mess. Our neighborhood will be messy. There'll be garbage everywhere. So that's a really important community helper so our neighborhood and our community stays clean. Mr. Banks continued working and Fred tagged along behind. Oh, your job is so important, and I never really knew how much we can depend on all the work you do. Then, as Fred went to go home to rest for a minute, he checked the mailbox to see if there was mail in it. That's when Fred saw Mr. Green walk by. Mr. Green was the mailman, and he always said hi. Do any of you check your mailboxes to see if mail came?
I don't have a green man to be here.
Oh, you don't have Mr. Green that drops off your mail?
Yeah, I have one. I have a goldie. I have a red one. I don't have red and green.
Well, some of our mailmen, they walk on foot, but other ones have a mail truck where they deliver and drive to different neighborhoods. Fred waved to Mr. Green, and he said with a smile, I'm a tag-along today. May I follow you for a while? Sure, said Mr. Green, but I walk a lot each day. My bag starts off heavy and gets lighter along the way. You may have to deliver mail even when the sky is gray, to families and to friends who may live far away. Oh, that's okay, I don't mind. So Mr. Green walked off and Fred tagged along behind. Oh, your job is so important, and I never really knew how much we can depend on all the work you do. As Fred waved goodbye, he had to cross the street. That's when he saw the traffic cop. Her name was Mrs. Pete. Hi, Mrs. Pete. I'm a tag-along today. May I tag along with you and help you point the way? Sure, said Mrs. Pete, but there are rules to obey. Stop, look, and listen is what I always say. You must stand outside in the rain and heat and snow so that you can tell others when it's safe to go. Sorry, friends. That's okay, I don't mind. So Mrs. Pete crossed the street and Fred tagged along behind. So sometimes our traffic cops are also just our regular police officers. Do any of you guys know what else the police officers do for our community? They drive police cars because sometimes they have to drive around and monitor if our neighborhoods are safe and if there's no bad guys. Oh, your job is so important, and I never really knew how much we can depend on all the work you do. When Fred came home, he told his mom and dad what he had learned that day about jobs and duties and how people earn their pay. They said every job is important and we must always remember to be thankful and appreciate all that others do. Mom smiled and said, I'm glad you did something different, Mr. Tagalong Fred. After dinner, we'll read a story, then you can tag along to bed. The end. Now, after reading our story, how can we be community helpers? What can we do to help our community? Well, I don't think we can put out fires. We're not trained to do that. They have to go to a special school. But what little things can we do?
Ow.
Maybe pick up trash. We can throw our trash away to help keep our neighborhoods clean.
Away, we can. That's so dangerous.
We can do that.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, friends. Did you like the book?